And that's when I realized this is the true ROI. But before that, a bit of heart to heart. For some context, as some of you would already know, I have just started to document my life after IIM. I'm a recent IIM graduate. I graduated from one of the old IIMs. And on this channel, I try to capture my life after IIM through cinematic vlogs and honest conversations. And I really hope that through this, you get to have a real-time, unfiltered sneak peek into how life looks like on the other end of the journey. And of course, as always, I would love to answer all your questions and queries, so make sure you drop them in the comments below. Now, what do you really do when 90% of your core campus gang is placed in one city and having fun, and you are stuck in a completely different city, alone and stressed? Well, you find a suitable weekend every month, book tickets, pack your bags, and hop on a flight, and end up in the city your friends are living in. So, here I was in Mumbai. Now, hold on over here. Did you notice how easily I booked a flight ticket and landed in a different city just because I wanted to meet my friends? Yes, you can do that after an MBA. What happens is that now you have the financial freedom to do so. At least once a month, one domestic flight, you can definitely afford it. So you stop worrying about flight tickets. And a lot of the times you might actually be traveling for work as well, and your entire travel would be sponsored by your company.
Now, since we're on the topic of ROI, isn't this freedom a great ROI in itself?
Anyway, on late Friday night, I was in Mumbai, and every time I'm in Mumbai, I'm simply blown away by the bustling nightlife of the city. It was 1 a.m. in the morning, and the city was still awake and still running. Me and my friend tried out multiple cafes at night and walked around random streets before returning home by 3:30. The next 2 days of the weekend were extremely fun and eventful, and they mostly are. When I'm in Mumbai and all the friends come together, it's really a lot of fun. But what stood out with this weekend was somewhere during that weekend, there came a point of realization that completely changed my view on how I look at ROI of my MBA life. Random bakwas for hours, card games, drinks, music and banters, FIFA and Valorant, cooking together, eating together, and somehow managing some sleep at 5 am. Suddenly, we are 50% louder, 100% happier, and breathing with serotonin.
Indigo, indigo, swear you make me happy. How could I ever be
And that's when it struck me. This whole world, a carefree weekend with my friends, the fact that I'm actually being able to be there with my friends whenever I want to. All the memories that I've shared with my friends over the last 2 years, hustling together, rushing together, having fun together, going through extremely grueling pressure together, that forges a bond, the bond that I've shared with them over the past 2 years, the bond that I continue to share with them. Isn't that a great ROI in itself? Now, a lot of you guys would argue that इसमें क्या है दोस्त तो हर जगह बन जाते हैं अच्छे दोस्त. No, it's a bit different than that, and let me tell you why. You see, IIMs and most of the top 10 MBA colleges, all of them are residential campuses, so there you have to stay and live together with your friends for 2 whole years. And trust me, when you live together like that, you go through everything together, troubling times, fun times, casual times. The bond that forges out of that, it's really, really different. Imagine spending 2 beautiful, chaotic years of your life with your closest buddies, with no real accountability, no real world problems, in a resort like world class facility with world class amenities. That's what most of these IIMs and MBA colleges offer you right now, let me tell you that. Now, contrast that with the kind of life that you might have been living if you did not go for an MBA. Stuck in an entry level job, neck deep in corporate politics, constantly worrying about the future, constantly worrying about whether to switch or not, watching your friends climb up the ladder by different ways. The point that I'm trying to make over here is that by the end of your MBA, you do not just have a high paying job in your hand, you have so much more. You have spent so much of time with some of the brilliant minds in the country and met great friends out of some of them. First. Secondly, when you are done with the MBA from a Tier 1 college, it's a huge, huge confidence booster because now you know that you have now competed, spent time, and made friends out of some of the most brilliant minds in the country. Now, the kind of problem solving skills you have, the kind of dealing with pressure situation skills you have, that's completely different. Okay, now let's talk about some of the other intangible benefits of your MBA that you cannot really put in Excel boxes. Firstly, when you complete your MBA from one of the top tier colleges in India, your entire social circle changes. coming out, the way you interact with people, the way people interact with you, the kind of respect that you demand from people, the way that you are perceived in your family settings, by your relatives, by your siblings, that completely changes. And that's a whole different feeling altogether. Trust me. मेरे केस में वो नहीं हुआ था because I come from a family of overachievers and all my siblings are, Stanford or LBS or some other huge colleges. So my relatives were like, well, MBA from Blackie. Well, maybe you have done something with yourself. But truly, for 99% of the Indian population, an MBA from a Tier 1 college is truly a game changer. It places them in a completely different league itself. Their dating pool changes. The kind of interactions that they have on a regular or daily basis at home, maybe, that also changes. The kind of parties that they attend, the kind of ideas they have, the kind of people that they work with now in their corporate workplaces, that changes completely. What you really need to realize over here is that when you're talking about MBA from the top tier colleges, the top tier IIMs, Blackie, ABC, XLNI, FMS, then you are not just talking about degrees. Those are not just MBA colleges. Those are actually social signals that put you leagues ahead of other people. Eventually, what happens is that you look back and you realize that you are a completely different person now. So, yeah, the point that I'm trying to make over here is that when you think about ROI from an MBA college, it's not just numbers on an Excel sheet. It's not just the network or referral network that you have or the alumni group. Obviously, those are always there and those are huge ROI components itself. But you have to consider these intangible returns as well. And of course, participate in the discussion. Let me know your thoughts, and if you like my content, maybe consider subscribing.